The conversation with Pavel Durov, founder and CEO of Telegram, explores his lifelong commitment to freedom of speech, user privacy, and technological innovation, alongside his personal philosophy, disciplined lifestyle, and the considerable pressure he has faced from powerful governments. Pavel's strong value of human freedom stems from early life experiences, witnessing the stark contrasts between societies with and without freedom. Moving from the Soviet Union to Italy as a child, he learned that freedom enables abundance of ideas, goods, and services, and also the ability to contribute to society. He argues that freedom matters more than money, cautioning that fear and greed are the greatest enemies of freedom, and that one should prepare for worst-case scenarios to overcome fear. He maintains a stoic mindset, frequently contemplating mortality to drive focus on living meaningfully without fear of death. This perspective influences his disciplined and ascetic lifestyle, complete abstinence from alcohol, tobacco, coffee, pills, and illegal drugs for over 20 years to maintain mental clarity and health. Pavel advises confronting underlying fears rather than relying on substances like alcohol as escape mechanisms, and promotes self-discipline to withstand social pressures and maintain individuality. His daily fitness regimen involves 300 push-ups and 300 squats each morning, supplemented by gym workouts 5 to 6 times a week, sometimes including ice baths and endurance swims lasting several hours. He views physical exercise as essential to mental performance, productivity, and stress resilience, which are critical for leadership in technology. His diet excludes processed sugar, fast food, soda, red meat, and is often guided by intermittent fasting. Pavel emphasizes food and lifestyle choices that preserve long-term health over short-term pleasure. Telegram's core engineering team numbers around 40 people, yet the company has been able to innovate rapidly with unique features. Pavel champions small, efficient teams, pressured to automate infrastructure management, resulting in greater reliability, scalability, and security. The Telegram server infrastructure is distributed across multiple legal jurisdictions, with encrypted data and decryption keys split among locations to ensure no single entity, including Telegram employees, can access private messages. Telegram's encryption is designed so that no employee can access user messages. End-to-end encryption is implemented for secret chats, but with trade-offs in usability and features like multi-device synchronization. Pavel asserts Telegram has never shared private messages with any government or intelligence agency and would rather cease operations in a country than compromise user privacy. Transparency is further enforced by Telegram's open-source client apps on GitHub and the availability of reproducible builds on Android and iOS to verify app integrity. Pavel recounts his 2023 arrest and judicial investigation in France on charges relating to content on Telegram, describing it as a Kafkaesque ordeal reminiscent of Franz Kafka's novel The Trial. Despite facing imprisonment and travel restrictions, he remains resilient and refuses to comply with governmental censorship demands. He also shares experiences of political pressure involving requests from intelligence agencies to censor channels during elections in countries like Romania and Moldova, all of which Telegram denied if content did not violate platform rules. He discusses his prior experience with Russia and Iran banning Telegram and government demands for encryption keys, which he rejected. This resistance led to the development of technologies to circumvent blockades, including rotating IP addresses and incentivizing proxy servers to bypass censorship. Pavel reveals that in 2018 he survived an assassination attempt, likely poisoning, underscoring the risks he faces defending digital freedom worldwide. Telegram is unique in that Pavel owns 100% of the company, allowing him to make principled decisions without shareholder pressure. The company became profitable only recently, funded largely from Pavel's personal investment. Telegram refuses to monetize via targeted ads or invasive data collection, relying instead on premium subscriptions offering additional features and non-targeted, context-based channel ads. Monetization also comes from mini-apps developers and blockchain-based collectibles integrated into Telegram's ecosystem. Telegram's blockchain project, TON, the open network, created initially by Pavel's brother Nikolai and others, is tightly integrated with Telegram's services and supports digital identity ownership, in-app payments, and NFTs called Telegram Gems. This blockchain is designed to be highly scalable with shard chains, in contrast to older, congested platforms. NFTs and gifts have rapidly grown in popularity, creating a new art and technology-based market for creators and users. Pavel and his brother Nikolai benefited from an intensive and experimental education in Russia, focused on intense study of mathematics, multiple languages, and diverse fields, including biochemistry and psychology. Pavel's brother is a mathematics prodigy with multiple Olympiad gold medals and PhDs, who has been Pavel's mentor and collaborator on Telegram's cryptographic backend. Pavel's early programming journey began with developing video games and simple websites, eventually leading to the creation of VKontakte, Russia's then largest social network. Pavel believes math is fundamental to logical thinking and problem-solving skills, critical for programming and entrepreneurship. He stresses that competition is key to motivation and development of mastery, and warns against the modern tendency to eliminate competition in education and economy, which risks stagnation. For building Telegram, Pavel adopts a highly selective hiring process, utilizing coding competitions to identify the best engineering talent, emphasizing small, high-performing teams without B players, as they can demotivate and reduce overall productivity. He compares himself to Elon Musk, noting different leadership styles. Musk's wide-ranging projects and emotional intensity contrast with Pavel's focused deliberation and principled approach. Both leaders share the willingness to be unpleasant by addressing underperformance decisively to maintain high standards. Pavel also emphasizes crafting highly refined user experiences in Telegram's design, artfully blending technical efficiency with aesthetics to produce a product beloved by its users. Throughout the conversation, Pavel expresses deep skepticism about government overreach and bureaucratic expansion, which he views as threatening individual freedoms and innovation. He cites France's extensive public spending and regulatory environment as stifling entrepreneurship, recounting stories of startups crushed by excessive investigations and bureaucracy. Drawing parallels to Kafka's literary works, he warns of the dehumanizing effects of opaque and unaccountable institutions that wear down individuals. The interview touches on how social media and modern information environments amplify drama and manipulate emotions, distracting people from timeless values and productive pursuits. Pavel advocates for mindful consumption of information, self-restraint in digital device use, and cultivating independent thought to resist manipulation. Pavel and Lex Fridman engage on existential topics such as mortality, the human condition, and the future relationship between humanity and technologies like AI. Pavel endorses self-discipline and positive, logical effort for manifesting personal and societal goals. He discusses the risk that overabundance, as seen in the Universe 25 mouse experiment, could lead to social decay, suggesting meaningful constraints and challenges are essential for flourishing. He credits his disciplined lifestyle, intellectual curiosity, and family values, particularly from his father's example, as foundations for his strength and resilience. The conversation concludes with reflections on the importance of conscience, integrity, and human spirit to navigate the rapidly evolving technological and political landscape.